A few years ago, I found myself in a very frustrating situation where bills constantly piled up, and I didn't have the money to pay them. If you've ever been in this situation, you probably know how stressful and challenging it can be. The good news is that over time, I managed to get out of that situation, and you can too. So, in today's video, I'll share with you all the tips and strategies that you can use to get out of this situation as well, and hopefully, it will help you improve your personal finances in some way. Subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss videos like this, and click the like button so that YouTube can deliver this video to other people who are in the same difficult situation. Our list starts with 1. Track your expenses. You've probably heard this a million times before, and you'll hear it again today simply because it works, and because you're probably not doing it. Basically, this should always be a priority. Make sure that every penny you spend is clearly accounted for. The basic goal of expense tracking is to identify and eliminate inefficient spending patterns in your financial life. Moreover, keeping track of your finances encourages better financial practices, such as saving and investing. And this only comes from continually monitoring your expenses. Basically, in the words of Peter Drucker, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So, here's what you should do to control your spending habits. First, analyze your spending categories to determine which ones are the most crucial. Perhaps you'll discover that you're paying for a subscription that you're not using. I know I've done that, and maybe you have too. Most people consider reducing these non-essential expenses a wise approach to saving money. Now that you can see where your money is going, not only will you be saving money, but you'll also be educating yourself about some of the topics you'll be reading about. So this is a strategy that I highly recommend you include in your life. 2. Save for big purchases. Seeing a wonderful ad for a 90-inch 8K TV for $4,000? Imagine all the cool stuff you could watch on that TV. It doesn't mean you should immediately grab your phone and credit card and dial the number on the screen. That's actually a bad idea. So experts suggest that if you really want that big TV, it's better if the money comes from your dedicated savings account for this kind of purchase, not from a credit card loan, unless you have a very good plan to pay the money back, which 99% of people don't have. Moreover, there are numerous advantages to saving for a big or expensive purchase. You might negotiate a cheaper price, or at least better financing terms if you save up and pay in cash. The price might also drop. Additionally, for a larger purchase, taking a loan might make more sense, especially if it's an appreciating item like a house, or if it prevents you from withdrawing money from your savings or investment account. Paying in cash for the big expensive TV might leave you with little money to spend, so it's wise to save for a while before buying the products you need or desire. 3. Read books about finances. It's true what they say that if you want to hide something, put it in writing. The sad truth is that most people never bother to read. You see, some of the things people choose to ignore, like the information contained in books, have a good chance of making them successful if they take the time to read them. Learning is an ongoing process, and the more you do it, the sharper your skills become. The ability to make wise financial decisions is the primary advantage of financial education. It provides us with the information and skills needed to properly manage our finances, including budgeting, saving, loans, and investments. As a result, we are better positioned to achieve our financial goals and establish financial stability. It's kind of a superpower, and it really puts you in a comfortable situation knowing that you are in control of your financial destiny. 4. Set a limit for unplanned expenses. Buying something on a whim for which you hadn't budgeted can be pleasurable and emotionally satisfying. Literally, everyone knows that. However, that feeling of euphoria can pass quickly, leaving you with impulsive purchases that you don't actually need or even want. If this is your case, the harsh truth is that it needs to stop. In fact, it's the opposite of good financial habits. Next time you're at the mall, try using the 1% rule for spending. This rule states that you need to wait a day before buying anything that costs more than 1% of your annual gross income. So if you earn $60,000 a year, the rule says you need to wait a day before making a purchase above $600. This guideline applies to spending on items you want but don't need. It basically tackles the internal battle in your mind between, do I really need this versus I want this? The 24-hour period allows you to rethink your purchase. Why not take another day to consider if you really need it? After 24 hours, you might not even want it anymore. So, next time you go shopping, Remember what was said in this video to have full control over the situation. 5. Pay off your debts. Carrying too much debt, especially on high-interest credit cards, is one of the most costly mistakes you can make. If you want to improve your financial situation and open up new financial opportunities, pay off your debts as quickly as possible. If you're forgetful, you should list all your existing debts, including credit card debts, loans, and vehicle financing, and determine the minimum payments you need to make to stay current with each of them. Making minimum payments won't get you out of debt quickly, so consider your fixed costs and how much of your discretionary spending budget you can allocate to debt repayment. Additionally, you can try to reduce the interest rate on the debt by requesting a lower rate from the issuer, consolidating multiple loans into one, or transferring high-interest debts to a low-interest credit card, like a balance transfer card, to decrease the overall interest rate. Then, create a debt repayment strategy and develop responsible spending practices to pay off the debt as soon as possible. Your monthly budget will be higher the faster you pay off your debts. As mentioned earlier, paying off credit card debt should be a top priority. Unlike paying for a car or house, it increases over time and is difficult to reduce. 6. Eat at home. Meals prepared and consumed at home can be quite economical. All you need to do is reduce your dependence on delivery services. Going to a fancy restaurant once in a while is fine, but starting to cook at home or bringing packed meals to work instead of dining out every day can save money. Making a weekly meal plan can make it easier. Plan your meals for the next week and stick to the plan. Even for those who don't consider themselves cooks, the internet offers an apparently endless variety of culinary advice and recipes. Start by making at least one meal at home per week. Bring packed meals to work starting next week. You might be surprised at how much money you can save. 7. Make a budget. I never understood why most people didn't have a budget until recently. You see, most people worry about all the paperwork involved in completing a budget. Well, it really is a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. You should look at the budget from a different angle, see the positives and how much it will benefit you. And once you find a rhythm, get used to doing it every month. I've found that's the only way it works. If you create a budget and store it in a file or folder on your shelf or cabinet, it's just useless. So make sure to update and review it constantly. You can also use apps and digital software to make this task much easier. There are several really good free options online that you can quickly find with a search. 8. Reduce your monthly bill. Cutting down on your monthly expenses is one of the simplest ways to gain control over your money. While you might not be able to reduce certain fixed costs like rent or vehicle payments without making significant lifestyle changes, it's possible to trim variable expenses like clothing or entertainment by being adaptable and thinking moderately. To start saving on things like your energy bills, for instance, you can use less energy, choose a different life or home insurance provider, or buy groceries with discounts for bulk purchases. Additionally, you shouldn't accept a loan just because your income and credit make you eligible for one. Many people believe that the bank won't give them a credit card or a loan they can't afford. However, the bank is only aware of the income you reported and the debts listed on your credit report. The bank isn't aware of other commitments that could make timely payment difficult. Based on your income and other monthly responsibilities, you should determine if a monthly payment works for you. I hope our content today helps you in some way. Now, you can always be one step ahead in managing your finances by following the steps in this video. Thank you very much to everyone for watching. Have a great week and see you in the next video.